Hello everyone, I'm Kibitz and welcome back to Satisfactory, where last time we made 15,000 iron ingots per minute. Or sorry, actually due to a rendering error, we made 18,000 iron ingots per minute. All for one item, pressure conversion cubes. It's the last thing we need until we get our nuclear power plant online, except it is, a bit of a project. But this was by far the most difficult and time-consuming part, and it is now done. So we just have to actually finish the systems up, because there's a lot of refineries here, and I didn't bring any water for them, so we gotta get hydrated. And then we need to actually make tons and tons of concrete, because for the cubes, we need frames out the wazoo. Fused modular frames, heavy modular frames, and then even normal modular frames, all of which takes tons and tons of iron and concrete. And once that's done, we'll bring everything back to our main base and actually start on the main production. But first, a word from today's sponsor, Raycon. The sun is out and it's go time. The outdoors await, so don't forget to bring your pair of everyday earbuds by Raycon. Now my big theme for this year has been the outdoors, so I've been moving and grooving a lot, either going on hikes or going for walks. So I have been using my everyday earbuds every day. In fact, I'd have a hard time living without them because they have amazing noise cancellation. And because of the warm weather, there's also a lot of construction, and if I didn't have the noise cancellation, I would be sad. Or if I'm ever heading out a little bit further, I bring my Raycons too, because they also have 32 hours of battery life. So I don't need to worry about them kicking the bucket. And even if I didn't remember to charge them the night before, they have a quick charge feature. So in just 10 minutes of charging, they can get 90 minutes of battery life. On top of all that, there are plenty of colors and case styles to choose from to personalize your pair. So go to buyraycon.com/kibitz to get 15% off Raycon's best-selling everyday earbuds. Brought to you by Raycon. So what should we start with first? Feeding the water to the refineries, bringing stuff back to base, or making concrete? Well, we don't have all of our items yet, so bringing stuff back to base doesn't make sense, and past Gibbs was kind of rude, and not sending the water to these refineries because there's hundreds of them, and there is hardly any space. So we're gonna start with the easiest thing first, and we're gonna make concrete. And one of the themes for this area is utilizing different recipes and making systems with them. So for the iron ingots, for example, we used a ton of different machines. We used the normal schmeltas, just iron ore to iron ingots. Then we had foundries, taking iron ore and limestone to make ingots. And then the refinery thing that has proved to be very annoying, taking ore and water to make ingots. So it was fun, definitely looks cool. Yeah, bit of a headache right now. On that note though, I don't know if we have enough limestone, and there's not a lot of concrete recipes to work with. For normal concrete, it's 3 limestone per 1 concrete though, so the ratio is not good. But then there's a way better recipe with even more refineries, but it's actually pretty solid. It's the wet concrete recipe. We usually use this recipe to dump water actually, but the ratio of limestone to concrete, pretty good. So we'll probably end up using this as well. Now, will we combine blueprints together with both more refineries and more constructors? I don't think so. I've kind of learned my lesson over there. Well, I'm about to learn my lesson over there. So we're gonna keep machines separate. As for the other concrete recipes, they are actually quite good, but they use different resources that I don't want to commit to concrete. Do I want to use my silica to make concrete? My oil products? Yeah, that's a negative Ghost Rider. So we'll just set up some classic blueprints with a ton of constructors and refineries. As for the constructors though, I have a pretty good idea, where instead of having them just laid flat, kind of like we've done with all of our smelters, we're gonna use the verticality of Satisfactory 1.1, the update which is now out of experimental, and it's working great. And one of the best parts about it is being able to implement vertical mergers and splitters. Say one of the best parts. There's so many good things in update 1.1, but you guys have seen them over the course of the last couple weeks already, and nothing much has changed, so I won't go through everything. If you want to know about everything new in Satisfactory 1.1 though, I put a link in the description to my everything new in update 1.1 video. For now though, this looks great. It's simple, it's compact, And we can scale it out the wazoo. Maybe with a few decorations though. Maybe a big frame. We framing? Oh yeah, we are absolutely framing. Frame on this end, frame on that end. And as for the middle, I don't know. We'll call that one a future Kibs problem. The main thing is all the items can go through the bottom, all the outputs go out the bottom. We can stack these constructors side by side just by holding Alt, then H, and then it holds right where we want it. Perfect. And that couldn't be easier. Or actually it could if we had more power shards, but we only have 55 left in the world, so it's too valuable to use them. Instead, we have this. A big old chunk of constructors ready to be used in our automations. And we're just gonna plop them right down here, mostly to fill in space. Like this project area is practically done at this point. We have lots built, and besides all the materials, I mostly just want this area to look nice outside of our window in our main base. That window up there is going to be our main teleporter room, so we are going to see this view a lot. And to make it look even better, we probably want to have like a central walkway over to the space elevator. Maybe have some belts around it as well in the future. Then we could just bring them out here to there. Just barely clip by the other blueprints. And yeah, that should be fine. The spacing could use a little bit of work though. And oh, hello, conveyor lifts. I thought you were part of the blueprint. Apparently not. A few little bugs still left in Satisfactory 1.1. That's okay. It'll all be fixed in time. The bigger problem is I need to know how much concrete and how much limestone we're using with the blueprints here. So each machine, again, takes 45 limestone. We just built 6, 12, 24. 24 times 45? 1,080. Well, if we had a pure belt of 1,200 limestone per minute, that means we'd still be left with 120 limestone to use. That's not exactly nice. Future Kibs is gonna wanna bring in that 1,200 belt. So what we'll just do is just add on a couple more constructors over this way. We gotta fill in this space somehow. Yeah, this seems pretty convenient. That's 45, 90, and then this has to do 120. So what is that? This needs to take 30 items per minute. 30 divided by 0.45. Ooh, look at me, Mr. Mathematician over here. And concrete-wise, how much we ended up with? Well, most of the machines are 15 per minute. So 15 times 24, 360. Then this is 30 and then 10. So 400 concrete? Oh gosh, ratios, dude. 400 actual concrete from a pure node of limestone. Dude, this economy, not good. But it is what it is. Bring the goods up, split them over, and jeez, have a grand old time. Great. In total though, we need 2,000 concrete, so that's a cool 1,600 still to go. Well then, I think it's about that time we bite the bullet and build more refineries. The wet concrete recipe is the best ratio, and water is technically free. Just costs a little bit of power and convenience. So we'll just throw in a few of these recipes here. And the ratio for that is not iron, it is not, oh gosh, not overclocking, excuse me. It's 120 limestone and 100 water. Oh wait, that's great. If that's 120 limestone, then if we got a pure belt of 1,200 items per minute, then all we need is 10 refineries. And I just built 12. Cool. That means we can even underclock some of the machines. Less power usage, yippee. Okay, actually not looking too bad then. And then that's gonna be 800 concrete per minute being made. Yeah, just a little bit of belt work and I suppose a little bit of painting. But even with both systems, we're only about halfway there. We need another 800 concrete per minute. And at this point, I'm thinking we spam. We have limestone all over the place, so I'm not super worried about resource efficiency. It's really about convenience efficiency, you know? I only have a limited amount of time in the day. So let's just spam these huge sets of 10 constructors each. Doesn't do a whole lot, but it saves poor future Kibs from having to deal with bringing over more water pipes. And just for convenience, we'll patch this blueprint together with another one, and that fills everything in quite nicely. Just have to do some belt work again, or can we actually use the auto connect feature? Oh no, oh no, oh no. We auto connecting? No. I'm gonna have to get better with that tool. But switching gears for a moment, let's look for limestone itself. I'm pretty sure there's limestone all over the place, and I didn't use all of it, did I? I used a lot of it. Oh no, it's this foundry recipe, dude. You use so much limestone to make iron ingots, but there's still always more limestone. Did I use this already? It's looking like the answer is yes. Okay, beep booper. Tell me, there is limestone still around, right? Please? Oh no, I got all these. That's just impure. That's impure. Okay, this might be a problem. Oh, but wait. We're building all of these things on top of our starter base, where we pretty much just gathered the close by resources and brought them to a slab. That means we have infrastructure still built out and about. So we have a little bit of sand and aha, my limestone. And a lot of it too. Down there is 2 normal limestone nodes. And then we have another one over here. Probably just normal, right? But maybe it's pure, it's normal, okay. Still, that's 1,800 limestone. Not bad. And to bring it over, all we have to do is a little bit of belt upgrading and reworking, and we're good to go. My gosh, is it sorely needed? Look at this little ladder going down to the SAM node, excuse me? Couldn't have done this any better? Oh, literally? No, I could not have. I think I used a zip line to bring myself down here when we were first getting the SAM down this way. Oh, we've come a long way. Things are looking much better and properly organized as well. The SAM we're going to bring back to our main base along with a few other items, but most of it, i.e. the limestone, we're taking that home with us over to here, where I've set up all of the refineries now, because the ratios were super simple, and just divvied up the resources accordingly. We have one belt that's gonna be 1,200 items per minute, another belt that's gonna be 600 items per minute. So what I did is I made this 2-to-2 balancer, makes 2 random belts, 2 equal belts on the other side, just by mixing them up with some splitters and mergers, and then sending those off into all of our machines. That's a lot of concrete done now. That's hooked up, all that area was fed, and I brought everything back over to here. And signage is saying that we're done, right? Yeah, 700 per minute, 400 per minute, 480 per minute. Something about that math is not mathing. 480 plus, what? Dang it, how do we need more? That was all the goods. Okay, we might be in trouble then. Okay, all right. A little nervous. Do we have any more limestone anywhere? Aha, this node. You're not all being used, right? There's 600 limestone here. It's impossible. Wait, there's even more. Wait, no, there's even less. These are impure nodes. Oh, wait. No, this is a normal node. So it's 900 limestone per minute. That's like more than 7 limestone per minute. There's no way we used all of this, did we? Past Kibs, please. Have your forgetfulness win me out this time, please. And we used everything. Okay, well, look. We only need 420 more concrete. Let's just try and find more limestone over at our main base and call it a day. Yeah, good idea, Kibitz. Thanks, Kibitz. Let's instead focus on our next project. Operation Psychotic Sip. So all of these refineries that we've built all over the place, yeah, still need those water pipes, and there is not a lot of room to do that. Oh, and plus the other refineries we built over there. That's gonna take a minute. I guess the first step is let's just count how much water we need. So this, we'll just round up to 20. So this is 20 water per minute, and that's in smelter mass 1, that blueprint. So that's 20, that's 40, that's 60, and then that's gonna be 80, right? Okay, I think I see what's happening here. None of these machines or blueprints really actually take up too much water, and it's just gonna be pipes going all over the place. 20, 20, 20. Oh yeah, they're all 20. They're not, kind of the nice thing is nothing's overclocked because we're out of power shards, meaning everything just takes a little few items. So at the end of the day, I don't even think we'll need much water. And I was right, it really isn't too much. It's about 1,580 water per minute, which is less than 3 Mark II pipes. And I guess thanks to Past Kibs, we do have infrastructure everywhere. So we'll just bring the pipelines down over this way with the rest of our belts and stuff. We just have to build the water extractors. It's not a lot of water extractors, but it could be a lot. But what I'm thinking is kind of want to just use our power shards here. We don't have a lot left, but if there's ever a time, this is probably it, right? You overclock the water extractor, it makes 300 water per minute. That ratio is just so nice because you can just put 2 side by side and you're like done. But we do have lots of space and we do really need to save our power shards. But I overclocked them anyway because I'm lazy. No, it's more so just in every game I ever play, I save all of the good stuff, like the super potions or what have you, for the end of the game, and then it turns out I never end up using them. So I don't want that to be the case in this playthrough. To be fair, we have kind of gone through the entire world and used almost all of the power shards, but we haven't used them all yet. And in no time, we are going to have power shards automated and wonder why we didn't power shard more in the past. As I always wonder with myself, why didn't I embrace curved belt build mode more? It is so good. Look at this. It's gorgeous instead of like the weird like kinks in the pipe, especially for belts. Have you seen these belts over here? Look at this. It's beautiful. Now, I'm not gonna use this everywhere, but when we're changing foundations like this on a corner, bro, curved build mode is best build mode. I am converted. So now for the fun part. Actually connecting the pipes to everywhere we need to go. Oh boy. Well, I was thinking about it, and we're actually going to make all of the pipes from here on out chrome. Everything is chrome. If we had a bunch of blue pipes going through this black, red, and gray area, I don't think it would look super good. So we're chrome now. Shiny and chrome. Living in the future. Pipes, let's scoot. Need to head over this way, and I went through and counted a good chunk of the pipes, but then realized, it'll be fine if we just run through the entire biome with the 600 pipe, and then once the 600 pipe runs out, we'll get a new one. Like for example, over here, we got like 9, 10 refineries in a row. They each take 20. So we plug the pipe over to there. Okay, but like properly, right? And then there we go. We now have about 400 fluid left in the tank. And 400 divided by 20, big number, okay? That's a lot of refineries we can hit. It's really just about making sure we get out of here alive. As in we actually find a way to duck and weave through all of the belts and stuff. But wait a second, excuse me. There's a little place for a pipe right there. And I'm seeing practically a free lane here. That's free real estate in my books. So what we could do is we just set one pipe up right there. Bring it over to here, for example, then we'll get it to there. And if I see a free lane, we can take this all the way to the bank, down to here, for example. And just along the line, we can just start splitting, and it'll be fine. We have already the numbers in our head of what we actually need to do. We can hold Alt to line things up, go to the different build mode, and that's not actually the worst. It'll take some time, for sure, but oh man, could have been a lot worse. And hey, props to past Kibs. I actually did leave a little bit of space in between the belts and the machines to sneak a pipe on in, and there's no clipping. So, not bad. Oh, it's so bad. It's clipping into the belt now. Okay, so we gotta raise this a little bit higher. And then we also, gotta bring the pipe over to here. Okay, this might not be as easy as I thought, but still pretty easy. Yeah, just can bring the pipe through there, up and over the belts, no problem. Scoot you back to the main line. We'll probably have to duck underneath this platform here. I want to make this area walkable, so we'd have to keep this like so. And so long as we just use the proper build modes and find lanes that are available, this could be okay. Okay, maybe that wasn't the right word for it. It wasn't as bad as I thought. Really had to be picky with the lane we chose to bring the pipes through. But I found one, and it worked out pretty well. And then we had to just do a little bit of ducking and weaving to make sure everything ended up at the right place. And then at the end of the line, we just go up to a fluid buffer, just in case there's any sloshing of fluids around. And that just helps with the throughput. But my favorite part in all of this is way over here. I was really struggling trying to get a pipe through all of this. Like, it is a mess down here, okay? And I used up pretty much all the logistics lanes, except I saw the needle, the thread to go through right over top by all of the foundries. There's just this one tile of space I could see all the way through. And so, if the pipe fits, it sits. And I ran it all the way through here, going to all of these different refineries, hooking them all up together, and then at the end of the line, again, up to a fluid buffer. So all of this is set up and ready to go. Now there's just the whole other side to set up and make ready to go. Oh boy, let's go. Okay, but for real, this time, I think I was actually just overreacting. We have so much space and there's so much water around that it really wasn't a big deal. Water pipes were just brought over through the outskirts of the area, over to the machines they needed to be, and then, yeah, it's mostly about finding that one right logistics lane to bring all the water pipes through. So brought one through here. It's like, hey, there's free space. Let's send it. Pipes go down, added a little bit of detailing, and off we went. Not actually that bad, just takes lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of time. But overall, it looks fantastic. And even better, I gotta admit that the chrome look is growing on me. I like the chrome pipes. It might just be because of how this biome actually is, but man oh man, we might be using it more often. But the most important thing of note is that everything is hooked up and ready to go, so we should test the system. So all of these iron lines are hooked up to some awesome sinks. And we did a little test in the last video, but that was without the refineries. So this time I just want to make sure the refineries are at least working. Now, the power situation, not super good there, Chief. Probably gonna have to use a little bit of our battery, but it's the price we gotta pay. Test, and it is a worthy cost. I'd rather find little issues here and there instead of giant issues once the nuclear power plant's running. And just flying through this biome here, we are looking at refineries, making sure that they are running. Let's just take some out here. It's running, the water's in there, good. I guess if we just see the water in there, we know it's fine. It's looking like for the most part, it is. Usually if there's a problem, it's gonna be a whole set of refineries that are all unpowered or just not working. I think we're covered. Yep, most of the lines are already full of concrete because they're all connected to different systems. The water is flowing fine. We didn't have to worry about pumps too much because the water is starting from up on that hill. So if the water is higher over there, it means down here it's pressurized and we don't need to worry about the pump stuff. And I'm thinking we're good. I'll probably spend a couple more minutes running about, but for the most part, I'm not seeing any obvious glaring issues. If anything, it would be in the concrete. But the concrete, looking grand, which means we are one glorious step closer to automating our pressure conversion cubes. In fact, this is actually the most difficult part. From here on out, we're probably gonna start flying. But let's keep chill. Let's finish up our test. It's not like we have unlimited batteries to rely upon, and get to finishing the project. I've left a logistics lane that goes all the way from this biome to our main base there, and I just have to connect up the belts to get the goods over. And because we are in the wonderful Satisfactory 1.1, this is barely an inconvenience. Because with the blueprints, the auto connect, especially with the belts, it's super simple. Lock them together, drag them out, they'll automatically connect, and that is a huge chunk done. Last time we even upgraded our Alclad aluminum sheet production. We don't even have that to worry about. Just gotta build. And this should be enough belts for the whole project. We have 18 belts, 15 of which will be for the iron, and another 3 will be for the limestone / concrete. That does mean we'll have a free train that goes right back to base. So hey, gift for future kibs, I suppose. And future kibs, you better appreciate all this belt work as well. Holy macaroni, dude. What a freaking line. But it's done. And now we can connect up the iron and leave this biome behind pretty much forever. Just have to connect from the conveyor lifts over to here. Hope the power doesn't crap out on us, which it shouldn't. And then because we spent so much time working on pipes today, I thought it'd be fun if we worked on one last giant pipe project. Because a lot of you guys are probably wondering, Gibbs, I know you need a lot of iron for heavy modular frames, but what really takes most of the iron? And what's gonna take most of this iron is going to be steel pipes. But there's a new recipe for steel pipes that actually doesn't use steel. It just uses iron ingots. So we're gonna be turning all of this iron into steel pipes. And the reason is because if we don't turn the iron into steel, we don't have to use coal. And coal we can use for other things that are a lot more important. And yeah, it's kind of a huge project, but come on, we're working on so much pipe stuff today. Making more pipes? It's so thematic, right? Right. But anyway, say goodbye to the green fields. We are practically done there. It is just going to be a nice view in the distance, as all we want are those goodies downstairs. And for the next little while at least, we are gonna be focused on building in our main base, up until pressure conversion cubes are complete. And once the cubes are complete, we can run through the entire area, adding in decorations and stuff, and finish up the main base. This entire build will be done. So I'm pretty excited to work on this, gotta say. It's just how are we gonna work on this? We have hundreds of machines to build, and we have weird amounts of spaces all over the place. I could think this through in a logical and coherent manner, but I'm kind of thinking I see space, I use space? Yeah, I kind of like that idea. If I see space, we're just gonna use it. Right over here, perfect. Or maybe not. Maybe we start as low as we can, and then we work our way up, filling in whatever gaps in the factory we can. Like over here, for example, we could probably fit in like, I don't know, 50 constructors? I guess maybe knowing how many constructors we need is an important part of the equation. Oh my gosh. Each of these constructors needs 100 iron ingots each to make 25 steel pipe. And I need how much steel pipe? 3,400 steel pipe. 3,400 divided by 25. Okay, that's a number of constructors that I can't overclock because we're out of power shards. Okay. I need to visit the old blueprint maker for a moment, because we have constructor blueprints, but not build 136 constructors at once kind of blueprints. You feel me? So we're gonna take that constructor blueprint we used earlier for concrete, and we're going to make it way better. We'll stack it. How many times can we stack this? Let's look at the back window here. This is about 3 wall spaces. And it looks like we have about 10 wall spaces up. We could safely fit like 3 of these blueprints in. So that's one, another just in the middle. Make sure it's all lined up. I freaking love the blueprint maker and all like little lining tools there. Then we send her on up, bud. Just line it up with the closest window. That should be good. Should it though? Maybe we could squish it. Like, I don't want to also squish. Squishing would be fun. Yeah, it's a bad idea, but rule of cool, just how it be sometimes. Let's try and get another one of these in here. We are gaming. Oh yeah, that's snug. That's very squished. But at the end of the day, we're doing the math, right? And each of these needs 100 iron ingots. What I'm thinking is we'll get a belt of 1,200 iron ingots, send it into the bottom here. I'll go through the 10 constructors, and then we'll have a second blueprint to kind of cap off like this chunky one. And that's what I did. Reoriented the constructors, spaced them out a little bit better so it was aesthetically pleasing. And now we have the 3 levels of constructors, and by modifying the original design, we have an end cap. So when we build that other blueprint, we'll throw this at the end. We'll have to hook together some belts ourselves, but that's fine because all the outputs are then combined, sent to one merger down here, where we will have, how many steel pipes? It's gonna be 3,600 iron ingots, divided by 4. No, divided by 3 rows. Oh my god, it's all working out, bud. Sounds like a plan. So back to the hub, and then back downstairs. Where's the ground level? Workspace, trucks, ground level, yep. Then we go over and line them up. Is this area too small though for all these constructors? Please fit. Okay, We got very, 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 very lucky. That is like the universe saying that we were always meant to do this. This is the plan. We got room back here. Oh, let's make a little bit of room there. Need to bring this belt of all the ingots out this way. Or sorry, the steel pipes out this way into somewhere else. Oh my gosh, I made so many iron ingots at this point. My mind is like cooked. Now we add in the part 1 of the blueprint. Just scooting in behind here. Make sure it's all lined up. Nothing spooky's going on. It's actually built on the ground. Yep, but also, this shouldn't be a thing. We're able to clip the blueprints together like the machines. Oh, this is a development I've never seen before. This might just be a glitch because Satisfactory 1.1 just released recently. That should be impossible though. If 2 machines can clip together like that, that opens an unholy box of potential. I'm sorry, I need to explore that immediately. That means we could clip together these if we nudge them, right? Nudge it in, and this doesn't work. Well, wait, maybe if it's a blueprint. We just set up our blueprint maker, throw a particle accelerator floating in the air, no biggie, and call this blueprint, I don't know, like and subscribe. Or subscribe. And now if these are blueprints, let's build one here, hold this here. Oh, come on. How did it only work with the other blueprints? Why doesn't it work with the particle accelerators? Like, look at how cool this would have been. We could have had like the loops going through the loops. It's like a chain almost. The possibilities. Fine. I guess the game just gets to work when it wants to. Fine. We'll play it safe and work normally and not use that weird glitch in case it gets patched in the future and causes horrific problems. But yeah, if something like this were possible in the game, like clipping those things together, dark times. Nope, blueprint 1 set up, ready to go. Blueprint 2, we could probably just fit on this wall, right? Oh man, I was kind of like half joking, but it seems like we could. If I space this out a little bit better, we might be cooking. With gas, of course. Yeah, just a little bit of nudging and fiddling and running through a few little issues. Yeah, we got them all in. That is a cool 12, 24, 36, 72 constructors of the 136 we still have to build. It's a lot, okay? It's a lot of constructors. We take the wins. That's also 6 full belts of iron ingots that we now just need to fetch, bring over, and that's done. Now, dream world. I was gonna say the iron's gonna be right there, but it's not. It's not gonna be down there. We have like a train station somewhere in here. I think it's like right there. Yeah. So do we go this way? This wall? Is this the chosen wall? This is how I navigate my base half the time. It's just trying to remember where the heck I'm at. But okay, here we go. That's all the iron. Not a big deal. Just have to bring from A down to B. And we are ready to make thousands and thousands of steel pipe with literally no steel. That's okay. It's magic video game logic. It's totally fine. Works great. Looks even better. And it's, most importantly, done. So that'll take a little while to overflow, and of course the system isn't gonna work perfectly because we're using Mark 5 belts and not Mark 6 belts, but we don't have the Mark 6 belts unlocked yet. But once we do, I'm remembering that we definitely need to upgrade this part of the factory. For sure, for real. I would never forget to do something like this, ever in my entire life. Even though forgetting could cause a nuclear meltdown, but it won't happen because we're not gonna have a nuclear meltdown. See, logic. Everything is fine. Now we just have to build the other 64 constructors. Do we got any space around here? I want to leave this pit empty. We have our main entrance to our base just over here. Yes, there actually is a main entrance, and I just don't fly into walls all the time. So I don't really want to use this area for constructors. That's looking promising. Oh, but wait, what is this? Oh, it's like a side entrance to the front here. Okay, never mind. We'll add like a bunch of decorative stuff to this area later on once we're done. So moving to the next floor. I think I saw some space over here. This is a pretty squished tight space, but it is out of the way and it is space. And I happen to be directly right here. So let's just see. It's wide and tall enough. You know what? That's good enough for me. I'm sorry, past Kibs. Thank you for setting up all these belts, but change of plans. We are redecorating. Oh, we're gonna have to redecorate a lot. Stairs even? I don't want to get rid of the stairs. Could we do something else over here? Yes, we could. We could just stack the constructors using our concrete blueprint we used earlier. Oh, that'll fit in very, very well. And we'll just have to set the recipes to the other one, and no biggie. And then on the other wall, where we don't have as much in the way, plop that bad boy down, right over there. Back to part 1, set that up in front, and that is practically done, besides rerouting all the belt work. But the best thing we have going for us is that this base is huge. And although I used quite a bit of the floor space, there's always ceiling space to abuse. So just bring things up, over, and it's fixed. So all those belts are rerouted down to where they're going before. And then I brought new belts in to the new system, making 1,200 pipes per minute. So this is all hooked up. I brought the rest of these big frame pillars up to the ceiling, just so it looked a little bit more supported. And then organized all of the pipes to go up to here. Again, we got lots of ceiling space to use. May as well use it. But that wasn't all of the steel pipes we needed. So we just had to include one last little system by our main entrance. I said I didn't want to use this space, but it had to be used at some point, so here it is. And this just makes the remainder of the steel pipes necessary. And that is it. We have automated 3,400 steel pipes. 400 down there, 1,200 over that way. And then I did my math like totally wrong for the first sets we did. I was thinking we would make like 3,600 pipes. No, it's actually 1,800. But still, all we need, project done. And our next major milestone is going to be the heavy modular frames. We are going to need so many of them. And with that, I think I'm happy to call it here. So if you enjoyed, remember to leave a like and subscribe. And until next time, I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day, and bye-bye.